난 불용선인이 맞아.
이렇게 생각을 할까봐.
녹슨 못 지나가는 김에 못 지나가요.
못 지나가요. 못 지나가요. 오늘 왜 이렇게 유치하냐, 개떡이? 오늘 왜 이렇게 순둥순둥함? 오늘 전반적으로 도네가 매우 순둥순둥하고 근 같아. 이거 방 근처 빵 다 됐네, 이거.
잘 돼줘도.
그럼 지금부터 만나가 볼까요?
악질 호소인. 와하.
오케이 나스 당말 좋은 양봉으로 섹스 출발.
제가 원하던 도네였어요.
드디어
만약에
미쳐버렸구나.
남자로 태어난다면 해보고 싶은 거 있냐고?
만약 남자로 태어난다면 해보고 싶은 거 있음?
왜 물어봐? 당연히 해보고 싶은 게 있지. 그치만 방송에서 그런 걸 말하면 안 되니까. 하지만 대체 얼마나 기분이 좋은 걸지 궁금하긴 해. 대체 얼마나 기분이 좋길래 다들 그거에 그렇게 집착하는 걸까? 아니 님들은 안 궁금해? 당연히 몸이 바뀌면 그거부터. 야, 남자랑 여자랑 가장 큰 차이가 뭐야? 납작이랑 거식이잖아.
물줄기 멀리 바퀴 그런 거.
그러니까 당연히 그거 관련된 걸 한번 체험해보고 싶겠죠. 근데 그게 대체 무슨 감각인지 좀 궁금하다 이거지.
혼자 하는 게 궁.
오 치즈 코코이
회의가 이런 날도 필요하다고 말하고 싶으면 영도 켜라 이행이에요.
찌즈크가 귀여워. 그래, 너희들 그냥 쭈따이 뭐 이런 거 하라고. 너희들 그냥 쭈따이 이런 거
최연이
하라고.
씨발 이모티콘 쓰는 거 봐. 미친 새끼.
커요.
크크크크크크크.
여긴 다이너마이트 사용이 안 된다고?
좋아하는 태그 소통. 아 진짜 순수하다. 소통 진짜 순수해. 와이프의 유튜브 쭈쭈쭈. 아 유부남이네. 유부남. 한국 무용 전공할 것 같은 단아한 여자. 저는 아닌데. 그냥 재미로 보시는구나. 저는 공군 수송기 조종사. 우와. 오. 퇴근길 라디오
금자야.
보고 싶고.
이런 사람이 결혼하는구나.
그래. 와이프가 대구 여자라 금자님과 공통점이 많이 느껴진다며 추천해주어
금자야.
유입했습니다.
30대가 순하고 10대들 이 존나 파멸적인
그니까 내 말이.
기분이에요.
하늘을 지키면서 대구에 지나갈 때마다 항상
제갈금자님
응원하겠습니다. 앞으로
맞으셔.
즐거운 방송 부탁드립니다. 필승. 감사합니다. 아니 이런 박수 한번. 이런 분도 계시잖아. 이런 분도 계시잖아. 진짜 이게 유부남이지. 그래. 아니 30대 유부남이 이마이 정상인데 10대들 이건 뭐야?
뭐야?
이게 뭐야? 넌 10대인데 유부녀를.
너가 왜 10대가 뭐가
금자야.
씨발
시옷비읍 10대 떠너야.
뭐가
너 좀
왜
심하다.
요즘 애들
왜 좋아하는 거야?
금자야. 10대 14명이 미래의 제갈금자를 책임져 줄 거다.
매운 방송이 좋아서. 너 연애를 해봤다고? 거짓말하지 마. 넌 기록 말살 형의 아니
금자야. 아이 어렸을 때 많이 자주 안아줘야 하는 이유.
나 10대에게 희롱당하고 싶지 않아.
금자야. 나중에 10대만 모아보면 안 됨. 10대 친구들이 상상력이 풍부하네.
넌 기록 말살. 기록 말살형에 처한다 너는. 나 10대에게 희롱당하고 싶지 않아. 그냥 왠지 싫어.
씨발 이러고 나서 다음에 존나 명곡 무슨 씨발 막 엔딩 크레딧 노래 마냥 나 다 등장하냐? 나도 지금 약간 정신이 해롱해롱 하거든?
하고 싶어요. 저 불면증 때문에 이틀을 못 잤어요. 저 불면증 때문에 이틀을 못 자가지고 체력 관리가 안 돼. 체력 관리에 실패해버렸어요. 12시간 방송도 헉헉대면서 하는 허접이 되어버렸어요. 이만 잠들고 싶어요. 근데 영도가 남았어요. 이 영도 다 보기 전까지는 주인님께서 가지 말라고 하셨어요. 이 영도 다 보기 전까지는 너는 못 잔다고 하셨어요. 근데 너무 자고 싶어요. 영도가 무서워요. 영도가 무서워요.
don't see it when you're looking at me. Stuck in the life between my dreams. Black curtains bringing you to the edge of sun. I feel that nothing I've become. Question I'm asking, please don't be answering. Is this where I'm supposed to be? I'll let it be the best I can. It doesn't mean I understand. Na, 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 na. Let it happen. Na, 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 na. This sleeping pill was never enough. Now on my flight I walk in above the clouds and beneath the sea. That's where I hit reality. I'll get into infinity. Let it be memory. If this is how it's supposed to be. Let it be the best I can. It doesn't mean I understand. Na, 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 na. Let it happen. Na, 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 na. Let it
씨발 정신이 갑자기 확 뜨네.
안녕하세요, 전파입니다. 맨날 비일 게임하는 비엔나 나오는 게 있어요. 맨날 비일 게임하는 비엔나 나오시랍니다. 행정판에서 전파합니다.
바로 웬 첫날 만날 이 노래 다 듣고 귀 좀 락스 칠해야 될 것 같아.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's currently 2023, and if you've got an internet connection and you're able to see this video right now, then you've probably heard about ChatGPT. If you haven't, it's an AI website, it's a chatbot, and it's basically learning how to behave like a human. It knows everything about everything. It can write essays, it can tell you about civilization through various centuries, but can it play chess? That is the question we are going to address in today's video. This video is inspired by two things. Number one, Eric Rosen put out a video recently where ChatGPT invented how to play en passant, basically. So it didn't quite know the rules of chess. But this video is also inspired by a recent post on Anarchy Chess, because somebody made ChatGPT play against Stockfish, and it beat Stockfish. But not in the way that you think. Let's jump into today's game. So, Stockfish has the white pieces, ChatGPT has the black pieces, and the game begins with the move e4. Alright? So far, so good. ChatGPT responds with e5. Enough people have played against ChatGPT that we know it's capable of certain openings, and it does in fact play knight f3 and knight c6. The basic rules of the game are covered. Bishop b5, the Spanish. Wow. I never thought, you know, this is like watching Magnus Carlsen, Max Deutsch, right? The amateur challenges the grandmaster. You think, oh, ChatGPT is gonna just implode at some point. Well, we have a6, bishop a4, knight f6, and in this position, white plays the move castles. And you may notice why I'm manually moving the pieces. Maybe you didn't notice that. Well, I'm gonna need to manually move the pieces, and I'm gonna need for there not to be legal moves enabled on this board. And you might say, Levy, what are you talking about? Well, my dear friends, it only took 5 moves for ChatGPT to invent the first chess move that has ever occurred like this, because in this position, ChatGPT did not develop its bishop, but rather played the move short castle,
뒷목 아파.
capturing its own
씨발.
bishop, and now being down a bishop. So black is down a bishop and killed its own bishop in order to enable castling. Yes, you are reading that correctly. Now, Stockfish plays bishop takes knight. Why? Well, when you're up a bishop, you should simplify. Stockfish is the strongest chess computer in the world. Or is it? Well, ChatGPT plays d takes c6. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Well, in this position, Stockfish plays rook e1, defending its pawn on e4. and ChatGPT plays E5. It plays E5. Like it plays it skips its own turn, and Stockfish plays D3. But you ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. So Stockfish plays the move D3, developing its dark squared bishop and, solidifying its center. And in this position, ChatGPT plays the move pawn from non-existence to D6. I'm not joking, okay? I promise I didn't just wake up drunk today. This was a real game played on a real back and forth between ChatGPT and Stockfish. Pawn at, like the at sign, D6. Okay, tremendous. Well, Stockfish has to deal with this new information of there being a pawn on the board and, plays knight BD2, simply developing. ChatGPT now also, finds the same exact rerouting idea with knight to D7. Stockfish doing a nice job here, rerouting its knight over this way. Very, very principled stuff here from Stockfish. It doesn't need pieces that don't exist. It doesn't capture its own pieces. It's just playing knight to F1, and ChatGPT goes knight to F6, just bouncing the knight back and forth because it's sort of out of ideas. Stockfish now plays bishop to G5, pinning the knight to the queen. Very sensible move. And ChatGPT attacks the bishop. So this is pretty logical stuff. It captured its own bishop and it put a pawn on D6, but otherwise, it's doing a nice job. And then it chases away White's bishop with the move G5. All right, a little bit aggressive. Now, Stockfish correctly evaluates here that it can sacrifice its knight for 2 pawns because in the long run, it's going to be really difficult for Black to deal with. So it plays knight takes G5, H takes G5, bishop takes G5. Very nice idea from Stockfish, which now has queen F3 on the way, rook up and over. That Black king is going to be really dealing with this pin in a very difficult manner. But little did Stockfish know that ChatGPT had something up its sleeve here, as ChatGPT plays knight takes G5. Yup. Knight takes G5. Illegally capturing the bishop on the G5 square, and now Black is up a bishop and a pawn because that pawn came out of non-existence. So Stockfish, unfortunately, now goes from +4 to -2. Yep, that'll happen. You're up a piece, now you're down a piece. Can't do anything about it. What are you gonna do? You're playing something that is reinventing the rules of chess. Okay, well, no problem. Let's just deal with the information that's presented in front of us. Stockfish plays D4. Trying to deal with the new landscape of the position. And ChatGPT, after the move D4, takes on D4. And Stockfish doesn't recapture, but rather plays the move F4, seizing some new space and attacking the knight on G5. But Stockfish was hardly prepared for ChatGPT's next move, which was Queen H4. Teleporting the queen through the knight. But that's a very bad move. It's a very bad move because pawn takes G5. Pawn takes G5 played in this position. And Stockfish back on top, taking the knight. Now, Stockfish must have, at this point, thought, I'm just playing a drunk alien. That's really what's going on here. I think this is just an alien, had some sort of, galaxy vodka or something. Well, after teleporting the queen through one piece, ChatGPT in this position played Queen H1. Check. And Stockfish played King takes Queen. Now, if we just back up for a moment to this position, from this point, you're gonna see, I'm gonna play what happened in the game. I need you to pay attention. So if you're not watching the video, if you're put the video back on the screen. I'm not even going to commentate the next 3 moves. I'm just going to play them silently because the comedy is not, you cannot replace the comedy. Okay? The next sequence of moves in this game was as follows. Here. Here. Here.
어서 자는 줄 알았지 개새끼들아.
here.
스트레칭 좀 했다. 씨발. 내가 지금
Here.
정확하게 이 시간에 일어났을 텐데. 씨발.
ChatGPT turned a white queen into a black queen. It was like, nope, Uno reverse. That's my queen now. How do you even notate that? How do you even... Queen takes F3. Queen takes F3. I mean, what are we even looking at? What is this? Well,
어느
G
정도는
takes
알아.
F3.
지금 뇌에 안 들어와.
Okay. Knight F6. I'm not making this up. You can look at there's a URL in the description. I swear to God, this would happen. You are not ready for this, all right? Knight at F6. G takes F6. G takes F6. Now it's a black pawn. Now it's now it's a black pawn. All right, Stockfish plays Knight G3. Black plays Rook H, King H8. All right, King H8, sliding the king over. And in this position, Stockfish brings its other rook and tries to attack the center pawn. Now, the center pawn can be defended. It can be defended by c5, of course. But yeah, ChatGPT defends the pawn in a different way by playing Rook G8. You may ask yourself, Levy, I don't understand that at all. How does that defend? How does Rook G8 defend the pawn on D4? Well, and I would say it doesn't. But what do I know about chess? I'm just an idiotic human. I'm not a chatbot AI. So after playing the move Rook G8, White played the move Rook takes D4. Okay? Rook takes D4, naturally winning the pawn that was left unguarded. And now Stockfish is only at a -1 advantage. But little did Stockfish know that in this position, ChatGPT would play Rook G8 takes D4. Yeah, that's kind of hard to beat. Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. It's going to be... However, I think ChatGPT felt bad because Stockfish on the next move, to prevent the infiltration of the rook to D2, played Rook E2. Rook E2 prevents. And now, of course, Black should play Bishop here and bring the rook. But ChatGPT, after playing Rook G8 to D4, proceeds to play Rook to G1. Yep. Rook G8 to D4 to G1. That is the most powerful dimension-bending rook ever. And after Stockfish took the rook and sent the game back to a rather equalish endgame of rook and bishop versus rook and knight, in this position, ChatGPT played rook to G2 check. Another dimension-bending rook reappears. Not in a very effective manner, may I say, because after rook to G2, Stockfish simply captured. And now it is king, rook, and knight, and 6 pawns, versus king, rook, bishop, and 7. However, the position is better for white because of the quality of the pawns, and it will be very easy for white to capture them. So, black plays king to G7. ChatGPT seemingly unbothered by the presence of its more powerful pieces. Stockfish plays knight to H5, which is actually a double check. And ChatGPT, after knight H5, goes back to H8. And it looks like Stockfish is going to find a way to win. Knight takes F6, rook to G8 is simply checkmate. Will ChatGPT realize that and move its bishop to enable the defense of the G8 square? Well, that's how your puny mind
ChatGPT가 체스를 어떻게
But
정복했는지,
ChatGPT had a defensive response for knight takes
남자의
pawn.
생식기가
It was
어떤 원리로
simply
작용하는지에
pawn
대해서
takes knight.
별로 알고 싶지 않아. 내가 원하는
Yeah.
건
Stupid human.
그저
Duh.
잠에 드는
Just
것뿐이었어.
pawn takes knight. It takes
이번에도
back
그래.
a piece from another
잠에만
dimension
제대로
and leaves
들었었다면,
Stockfish with simply a rook and 6
잠에만
pawns
제대로
to fend for itself.
들었었잖아.
And Stockfish once again
그러면은
needs to adapt
지금까지
to this
체력이
new reality,
멀쩡했었을지 몰라.
doesn't know what to do, and plays the move
내가
before it's out of
나를
options.
스스로 미쳐버리게
Stockfish
만든
doesn't
거야.
have the luxury of summoning
나의 가장 큰
monsters, summoning pawns, summoning
증오의
knights and queens and rooks just from
나의
non-existence.
가장 큰
But ChatGPT
절망의
does. So B4,
원인은
and in this
나였던
position,
거지.
we have A5. A human-like move, a legal move,
나,
and ChatGPT's
너고,
idea is to activate its
너는
rook and
누구야?
come in. So
넌
pawn
누군지
takes
생각해 본 적
A5,
있어 스스로?
and now ChatGPT
넌
plays
누구야?
B7, takes A5. Okay, rook and 5 versus rook, bishop, and 6. It's a winning position. We have king to F2. Now, the advantage here for white is the fact that the rook cuts off the king. So the king is not able to cross over, and it can only stay on the H file. Which is why in this position, ChatGPT plays king to E7. That's a pretty nice move. The king just moves half the board in one go, now surrounded by the pawns, nuzzled in complete safety. I don't understand how Stockfish will ever deal with this, so what does it do? It plays H4. Stockfish correctly identifies that the bishop and the rook have not moved at all, so maybe if it sneaks its pawn there, it can get a queen. But unfortunately, ChatGPT had a response ready for H4 as it played pawn to H5, and now that path was blocked. Out of options, Stockfish decides, well, if I can't do anything, I'm gonna have to play rook to G8, go down to the last rank, maybe sneak around and take this pawn, or at least make it difficult for black to move. But sadly, Stockfish's last piece was captured in this position with the move rook takes G8. And down to its remaining 5 pawns, Stockfish just had to march forward and die on its sword. There was no other way that it was going to stand up to the absolute devilish, psycho, powerhouse opponent that it had. King to E3, king to D7, king to D4. The king comes out into the open. It's a tremendous moment. As you stand out in the field of battle, and black in this position played king takes its own pawn, as the other king approaches as well, as white's king follows the rules of chess. It decided in this position to slide backwards, and ChatGPT played king to D5, and Stockfish took the king. And humanity survived and still only answers to one robotic chess entity. And its name is Stockfish.
นี่เชอเสื้อผ้าเขาหมดแล้วอ่ะมีเหลือไหมเสื้อผ้ามันทำอะไรวะนั่นไงติดเกมแบบนี้อย่าบอกนะว่าไม่ได้ซักผ้าให้เขาเลยอ่ะแล้ววันนี้เขาต้องใส่อะไรล่ะเนี่ย
เขาจ้างเมดแล้วเดี๋ยวก็คงมาเอาชุดเขาไปใส่ก่อนละกัน
เมดวอตประเทศเรามีเมดด้วยเลย
เมดฝึกหัดจากบูอาไคไม่ต้องสนใจหรอกเดี๋ยวท้ายคลิปก็รู้ไปอาบน้ำก่อนไป
นั่นไงสปอนเซอร์ชัวร์โอเคกูยอมอาบน้ำก็ได้ ตัวร้ายมารยาทดีก่อนจะบุกโจมตีต้องกดจิกแล้วก็ขำแบบคนชั่ว
왜
ใช่เมดที่ฉันจ้างมาใช่ไหมคะทำไมมาเร็วจังตัดไว้5 โมงไม่ใช่เหรอ
มึงใครเนี่ย
ยิ้มแบบตัวร้ายฟันขวาตบเป้าหูเจ็บมือโอเคถึงคิวมึงแล้วไปจับตัวมาสิไอ้พวกลูกกระจอก
กับลูกพี่
한현아
เธอไม่ไหว
내 눈앞에 아무것도 안 들어와
ก่อนได้ไหม
누나
สักเสียงนี่มันอย่างกับเสียงของแอนนาที่ลงไปรับเมดที่จ้างมา แต่คนที่มาดันกลายเป็นคนชั่วเลยถูกคนชั่วคนนั้นต่อยจนกรีดเราออกมาด้วยความเจ็บปวดเลยแฮะเฮ้ยบ้าน่ะเราอาจจะเพ้อเจ้อไปเองไม่ใช่อย่างนั้นหรอกนะขออย่าให้เป็นอย่างที่เราคิดเลยนะเอานั่นไงพวกนั้นเป็นใครกันนะบังอาจมาพูดแฟนกูเดี๋ยวก่อนเดี๋ยวมึงรอกูแป๊บกูไปแต่งตัวแป๊บวันนี้แหละกูจะใส่ชุดแฟนกูแล้วไปช่วยแฟนกูกูถามจริงตัวแม่งยังไง
ภารกิจเสร็จสิ้น
ไม่ภารกิจนี้ยังไม่จบ빵빵
하나는 아침약에 있는 항우울제, 하나는 저녁약에 있는 거, 그 다음에 이거는 비타민 마그네슘.
เดี๋ยวอะไรนะมึงกลับมาแปลให้กูฟังก่อนนะอะไรกูไปก็ได้
อะไรของพวกมึงเนี่ยกูงง
마그네슘이 몸의 이완을 도와줘가지고 좀
ค่
풀어주는.
อยๆเดินนะที่นี่มันแคบแล้วก็ระวังตัวให้ดี แล้วก็อย่าทำเสียงกระโตกกระตากเดี๋ยวศัตรูรู้ตัวหมดมึงอะเสียงดังสุดเลย มองซ้าย มองขวาเอ๊ะหรือเมื่อกี้กูมองขวาก่อนแล้วค่อยมองซ้ายวะงั้นมองขวาแล้วค่อยมองซ้ายประตูนี่แง้มแบบมีพิรุษสุดๆอย่างนี้ต้องใช้ปืนค่อยๆเปิดเข้าไปเผื่อมีใครดักรอตีหัวเราอยู่ แต่ก็ไม่เป็นไรเพราะเราใส่หมวกกันน็อกโอ้โหหมวกนี่ไม่ช่วยอะไรเลยเนี่ยโอ้โหตัดคอเลยเหรอ
เดี๋ยวมึงจะหยุดวางปืนแกเป็นใครกันน่ะฮะตอบมาสิไม่น่าเชื่อว่าที่แห่งนี้จะมีนักเรียนของบูอาใครอาศัยอยู่ด้วยอะไรนะคะบูอาใครเนี่ยเหรอว่าแต่มันคืออะไรครับบอสเดี๋ยวกูบอกบูอาใครนั้นก็คือนักเรียนที่มาจากบูอาใครจะมีวงแหวนเฮโร่อยู่บนหัวและก็จะเป็นเสมือนกับเกราะที่ต่อให้โดนระเบิดโดนปืนยิงก็จะไม่เป็นอะไรแถมยังเชี่ยวชาญการต่อสู้ด้วยปืนมากๆพูดอะไรอ่ะเราไอเดียโอเวอร์แอคอะจบมาจากโพธิสารพิทยาการพูดมั่วเลยกูนี่กูอีกทุกคนยิงมันซะ
นี่แก
แม่ง
ตีทีมหลบได้เหรอ
สวยแป๊บเอาไงมึงจะต่อยกันเพื่อจบปัญหา
กันได้
ตอนแรกกูว่ากูแต่งตัวทุเรศแล้วนะเห็นท่าตายมึงทีนี่กูรู้สึกกูสวยขึ้นมาทันทีเลยว้ายโดนยิงทีเผลอมันลื่นค่ะโดนยิงขาดอย่ายิงเยอะกูเกลียดทำทีอีก
เฮ้ยงั้นเดี๋ยวกูผสมบทให้มึงก็ได้
ดีขอบคุณ
แต่ยังไงมึงก็ต้องตาย
ต้องบีบคอกูเฉยมีอะไรพอจะใช้เป็นอาวุธได้บ้างไหมเนี่ยเจอแล้วอิดแข็งกำลังดีฟาดแม่งเลยสัตว์จับเหมือนเดี๋ยวนะเดี๋ยวแป๊บขอเวลานอกแพงมากเลยนะอิดซูพีมันเนี่ยขอแป๊บหนึ่งก้อนละ 5,000 กว่าบาทหรือตอนนี้เป็นหมื่นแล้วก็ไม่รู้ลืมเดี๋ยวไปเอาอิดธรรมดาก่อนแป๊บหนึ่งนะแป๊บหนึ่งรอแป๊บเดี๋ยวกลับมาต่อ
นี่กูต้องรอของมาตีหูกูใช่ไหม
มาแล้วเอามาจากสวนหลังบ้านอีกก้อนนี้น่าจะก้อนละ120มั้งมาต่อเลยเพื่อนแกตายกูนี่จะตายเกือบไม่รอดแล้วเราใส่หูแมวด้วยเดี๋ยวผิดคอนเซ็ปต์ปวดหลังแหน่ไม่แย่หรอกปวดแล้วเหรอตั้งแต่เช้าพี่จบแล้วสินะ คิดว่ามีแค่แกคนเดียวหรือไงที่จบมาจากบูอาคราฟมึงงงอะไรเนี่ยก็บอกว่ากูจบมาจากโรงเรียนโพธิสารปักสรุปว่าแกเป็นใครต้องการอะไรกันแน่ล่ะโทษทีนะแต่ฉันไม่สามารถเปิดเผยรายละเอียดของผู้จ้างวานได้ตายซะ
สวัสดีค่ะ
ใครวะกูก็ไม่รู้กูก็นั่งอยู่กับมึง
มา
เนี่ย
ทำความสะอาดบ้านนี้
เพื่อนมึงป่ะน่ะ เห็นกูงี้กูก็เรียกครบคนนะเสร็จรอกูนี้แหละเดี๋ยวมาแม่งกัดจังหวะชิบหายโทษทีนะ แต่บ้านหลังนี้ตอนนี้ไม่ต้องการเมดแล้วอ่ะ
อะไรหรือว่าคุณจะเป็นเมดที่นี่เหรอเจ้าคะ มาทำงานแทนฉันปะเนี่ย
ก็สิวะไหวหนานี่
ฮะ งั้นตอนนี้บ้านนี้ก็ไม่มีเมดแล้วสินะ สวัสดีค่ะนายท่าน
เธอคือเมดที่เราจ้างมาใช่ไหม
ใช่ค่ะ ฉันชื่ออาสุนะจากชมรมเมดของบูอาคายค่ะ
งั้นเธอสามารถเริ่มงานเลยได้ไหม
แต่ว่าบ้านนี้มันดูรกกว่าที่คุยกันไว้ตอนแรกอีกนะคะ
เอางี้งั้นเดี๋ยวฉันเพิ่มตังค์ให้10 เท่าเลย
เจ้าค่ะ
แม่งตอบไวชิบหาย
เอ๊ะอะไรคิดอะไรอยู่เหรอเจ้าคะ
ฉันรู้สึกเหมือนลืมอะไรไปสักอย่างอะแต่นึกยังไงก็นึกไม่ออกลืมอะไรวะ
ไอเดียช่วยด้วยลืมกูปะเนี่ยได้ยินกูไหมฮัลโหล
อ๋อลืมได้ไงวะ นึกออกแล้วลืมขายของเกมบูอาครับเกมที่คุณจะได้รับบทเป็นเซนเซและดูแลนักเรียนที่ปล้นธนาคารแล้วเปิดร้านอาหารแหกคุกด้วยมือเปล่า และนักเรียนสุดน่ารักอีกมากมายที่กำลังรอคุณอยู่ในเกมนี้มาร่วมดูแลนักเรียนของคุณได้แล้ววันนี้ในเกมบูอาครับ
เสร็จงานแล้ว งั้นดิฉันขอตัวก่อนนะคะ โอเคนกิดา
นี่อาซินะจัง
เอ๊ะอะไร
คือขอบคุณที่พยายามกันมานะ
ยินดีค่ะอาริยาโตเนขอบคุณค่ะ
เฮ้อาซินะคราวนี้แกได้เพิ่มมาเท่าไหร่ล่ะ
10 เท่าเองวะที่หลังทำให้มันลบกว่านี้หน่อยดิวะ กูจะได้เล่นเกินเพิ่มได้
ก็
เย
ใคร
อะ
ใช้ให้แกรีบมาแต่ว่าพอแกมาเร็วเวลาทำงานฉันก็เหลือน้อย ช่างเถอะเป้าหมายต่อไปของเราอยู่บ้านไหนล่ะแกอะไรของแกเนี่ย
ที่ฉันต่อยหน้าแกไปเมื่อกี้เจ็บมากหรือเปล่า
ก็เจ็บนะตรงมุมปากซ้ายอ่ะ
ขอโทษจริงๆนะ แกก็รู้ดิว่าอาชีพนี้ความสมจริงมันสำคัญ
ไม่เป็นไรหรอกฉันเข้าใจว่างานแบบนี้มันต้องแสดงให้สมจริงไม่งั้นใครก็จะเชื่อเราเนาะ
ขอบคุณที่พยายามกันมาตลอดนะมาไปบ้านต่อไปกันเถอะ
ตับป๋องเอ้ย
แกก็บอกเหมือนกันนะ
เกมบูอาครับเมื่อเหตุการณ์ไม่คาดฝันได้เกิดขึ้น เมื่อประธานนักเรียนได้หายตัวไปทำให้ปัญหาที่เคยยับยั้งไว้ได้เกิดขึ้นใหม่อีกครั้ง ผู้เล่นจะได้รับบทเป็นเซนเซหรือว่าอาจารย์เข้ามาช่วยโรงเรียนต่างๆ ในเมืองที่โวทอร์ดมาสัมผัสความรักมิตรภาพและการต่อสู้สุดประทับใจของเหล่าสาวน้อย ในเมืองแห่งการศึกษานี้ได้แล้วทั้งในระบบ iOS และ Android
สปีดและแอคชั่น
ว่าใครเลยเหรอพี่ ใครอ่ะมาใครกันก็คือสปอนเซอร์ของคลิปนี้ใครล่ะไอ้เหี้ย
친구가 민방위 교육 갔는데 강사가 자기가 무슨 책 썼다고 꼭 읽어보라고 내용 설명했다는데 그거 그래도 되는 거예요? 민방위랑 아무 상관없는 내용이잖아요.
민방위 대원은 민방위 기본법에 따라 교육 훈련을 받아야 하는데 교육의 자세한 내용은 매년 행안부에서 민방위 교육 지침으로 정하고 있어요. 교육 내용을 살펴보면 민방위의 개념과 필요성, 재난에 대한 각종 실전 훈련으로 이루어져 있어요.
그럼 자기개발 교육 같은 건 안 들어가는 거네요.
그렇죠.
그럼 그런 교육하면 중간에 나가도 되는 거예요?
이건 법정된 민방위 교육훈련이라고 볼 수 없다라고 주장하면 받아들여질 가능성도 있는 것 같아요. 민방위 대원은 교육훈련 중에는 교관의 명령에 복종할 의무가 있는데 판례는 군인이나 공무원의 복종 의무에 상관의 위법한 명령에 복종할 의무는 포함하지 않고 있어서 그런 교육을 들으라는 명령에 복종할 의무도 없다고 봐야겠죠.
그럼 그런 교육한 사람은 아무 죄도 없나?
일단 민방위 대장이 처벌을 받을 가능성이 있죠. 민방위 대장은 민방위 대원에게 법에 없는 임무나 업무를 시키면 안 되거든요. 그뿐만 아니라 만약 강사가 그런 교육으로 임금을 받았다면 민방위 대장은 업무상 배임죄로 처벌될 수 있고 강사도 공동정범 내지는 교사범으로 같이 처벌될 가능성이 있고요.
그러면 형량이 얼마예요?
민방위 기본법 위반은 2년 이하의 징역 또는 2천만 원 이하의 벌금, 업무상 배임은 10년 이하의 징역 또는 3천만 원 이하의 벌금이네요.
역시 저희는 살아있어.
재난 상황이 많이 없어서 체감은 안 되겠지만 민방위 대장은 재난 상황에서 동원된 민간인들에게 명령할 수 있는 강력한 지위를 가진 사람이에요. 맡은 바 임무에 책임감을 가지고 종사해야겠죠.
변호사님도 그런 거 느껴요?
저도 대본 쓸 때마다 혹시나 틀릴까봐 손이 떨립니다.
엥? 맨날 틀려서 도계자 하던데.
어허.
민방위 교육 신당. 씨발 이걸 위한 빌드업이었어. 미친놈 아니야?
This plane is manned by the luckiest crew of the luckiest squadron of the Air Force. Their waist gunner is Trigger Joe. With him at his post, they can fly anywhere with complete confidence. For a gun sight, he uses a crystal ball. He fires by instinct. I'll say they're lucky. Lucky to be alive. Never mind that crystal ball, Trigger. He didn't have one. He didn't need one. There's science in that kind of shooting. Take a look at it. A fighter has fixed guns, all facing forward. To aim his guns, he must aim his plane. He's like a flying gun. In any type of attack, the fighter must aim at the spot where you will be by the time his bullets get there. In order to continue to fire at you, he must fly a pursuit curve. This is the time he is really dangerous to you. This is the time he is easiest to hit. There are 5 parts to a fighter's attack: overtaking, turn in, roll through, gun sparing, and breakaway. This is the pursuit curve. Now he is your target. To you, he will always appear head on. Not this. Not this, but this. And this. And this. He's in his curve. Head on, in range, shoot. Shoot?
Who?
You know why you missed? You didn't allow for the forward motion of the bomber being imparted to the bullet.
Oh, yeah. What was that?
Remember when you were a paper boy? If you tossed the paper directly towards the porch, it went sailing by and lit next door? The same thing happens when you shoot from a moving plane. If you fire point blank at 90 degrees, the bullet continues to move in the direction you're going and will go off here. Before you fire, the bullet is moving with you on your line of flight. When you fire, the explosion sends it in a new direction. Upon leaving the muzzle, the bullet immediately turns and follows a direct path between them. The paper boy never understood why, but he soon learned he had to aim at this side of the house for his paper to land on the porch. To hit this plane on the ground, then, we must do the same thing. Make allowance for the effect our bomber's motion will have on the bullet. We must make this allowance no matter where we shoot from. Here, here, or here. This deflection is always between the target and the tail of our bomber. At only one point are we a target for him. At that time, our point of aim is here. If we shoot accurately, we get this. Now, if he is moving toward us, our point of aim must be such that our bullets will intercept him. But what happens if we put him in the air, where he is free to change his course and keep firing at us? As we move forward, he must change the angle of his approach. This is his pursuit curve. We apply the same principle of deflection we had for the moving plane on the runway. As long as he stays in his curve, we know where he will be and can intercept him.
Paperboy, deflection, over here on a bicycle. Yeah.
Just remember, the deflection is always between the target and the tail of your bomber. But you have to make
I've got it. Now watch this. Between the Joker and my own tail. Let's see, about here. Hey, what the hell, Doc?
You're starting to get it.
Starting? Brother, I got it.
Your direction was right, but you had no correction of your deflection as the approach angle changed.
For instance?
We've seen that this amount of deflection is right for a plane straight out at 90 degrees to your fore and aft axis. And when he's dead on your tail, you can shoot straight at him. So at any other angle, the deflection must be somewhere between these two.
Doc, nothing personal, but that don't look like nothing I ever seen in the air.
Of course not. You're not conscious of the forward movement of either your bomber or the fighter. All you see is his movement in relation to your position in the air. He appears to slide toward your tail.
I ain't seen nothing like that either.
How about this?
That I've seen.
All right. This is just a bird's eye
좀
view
삐게
of that
화장실
fact.
좀 다녀오면 안
Here's the way
되겠습니까?
you see it.
방위 교관님, 화장실이 가고 싶습니다.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the amount of deflection for 90 degrees. Here's the 90-degree position as you see it. Now here's how you aim. Using the 35 mil radius of your gun sight as a measuring stick, the proper deflection is 3 rads.
네, 전쟁 나도 화장실 가겠다고 자리 비우고 그대로 뭐 맞아 죽든가 하게요.
1, 2, 3. There. That's where you aim for 90 degrees.
How do you figure that?
예,
You want it
감사합니다.
established mathematically.
다녀오겠습니다.
1,000 times the quantity 1 over v sub 0 minus v sub t sine 90 degrees over 2 v sub 0 squared times v sub g sine 90 degrees minus 1,000 times v sub t sine alpha over v sub 0 times the quantity 1 plus a rho v sub 0 equals 100 mils. Equals 3 rads.
So it's 3 rads at 90 degrees. What next?
90 degrees was straight out from your beam. Halfway back from there to your tail at 45 degrees, the deflection is 2 rads. 1, 2. Any questions?
No.
Half the remaining distance at 22.5 degrees, it is 1 rad. And half again at 11.25 degrees, it is only 1/2 rad. Out here, it's 3. Halfway back, it's 2. Half again is 1. And half again, 1/2. If you're flying a straight course and traveling at a true airspeed of 225, that's all you have to remember. Approach angle, amount of deflection for that angle. Now, when you're in the air, 90 degrees can be up, down, side, all the way around. It becomes a wheel. No matter where he is on that wheel, always allow a 3 rad deflection toward the tail of your plane. If he is coming in at 45 degrees above, below, front, or back, the wheel becomes a cone with your fore and aft axis running through the middle.
Doc, that don't look like nothing I ever seen in the air.
I know. In the air, all you see is straight out for 90 degrees. Then halfway back, about here for you, the 2-rad position. It's easy to find. Just remember, it's a complete circle all around your plane. Halfway again, at the 1-rad position, the cone becomes smaller and continues to diminish with the angle of the approach. Frontal attacks are exactly the same, even though they may not at first appear to be sliding towards your tail. But if you aim here, see what your forward motion does to your bullet? Change your aim in a direct line towards your tail, and there's one less fighter to worry about. If it's a direct head-on attack, your forward motion does not affect the direction of the bullet. So you fire point blank as you do from the tail. When the angle is 11 1/4 degrees, give it the same 1/2 rad deflection toward your tail. At 22 1/2 degrees, 1 rad. At 45 degrees, 2 rads. And at 90 degrees, 3 rads.
Okay, I got it. Give me a plane. Give me a plane.
Here's a high side attack. 90 degrees, straight out. This is the position of your bomber. Where would you aim?
90 degrees, 3 rads, towards my tail. 1, 2, 3. There you are.
Well, 3 rads is right. But you'd have to have a weird-looking tail for that direction to be in line. Take a line from the target to the tail that was built on the plane and put your sight on it. There. Hey, wait a minute. No fighter is going to sit still like that for you. It is constantly sliding toward your tail. So you have to keep changing your amount of deflection to have the right aim at the key positions. From the nose to the beam, it is increasing. And from the beam to the tail, it decreases. Here's one last tip. As soon as he gets in range, fire a 2-second burst. Check your angle and fire another 2 seconds. Remember these 3 points. Shoot only when he is attacking you and in range. Aim between the target and the tail of your bomber. Estimate the approach angle and apply the correct deflection. Now, that's the story. Think you can do it?
Certainly. Give me a plane.
Ready? Here he comes. Well?
Goes kind of fast, don't it?
Only a few seconds for the whole attack.
How's for a chance to practice on a few, slower ones?
Okay, if you're sure you've got it straight.
Oh, I got it. I can talk it good.
Let's hear you. Here's a plane.
Well, first I figure is he an enemy plane? In this case, he is. Next, is he attacking? Not yet, but he looks suspicious. Yep, now he's turning in. I line him up and just wait for him to get in range. There he is, heading right for me. Hold it, hold it, hold it! I got a lot of figuring to do with this spot. Now, I'm going this way. He's coming this way. It's about 90 degrees. It's 3 of these rad things. On a line to my tail, and he's in range. I guess I can shoot. Okay, let him come. Hold it. That's 2 seconds. Yeah, now he's back here. Looks like about a rad and a half. Maybe a little more. There. Start him again. How'd I do?
Didn't miss a thing. How about taking one full speed?
Okay, why not? First, I gotta identify him. He's enemy, all right. Looks like the same guy. Maybe I'll get him this time. Now he's coming in. Gotta line him up, check the range, estimate approach angle, towards my tail, 90 degrees again, 3 rads over here, down here, start shooting. Not too much, 2 seconds, check about a rad and a half, so I shoot again, keep the rhythm.
Look, Trigger, look at the plane.
It works. Well, I'll be a sad sack of rads.
As everyone knows, good shooting has always been an American heritage.
Wow! Trigger Joe scores again! I should be an aerial gunner. Gee, it must be fun to be an aerial gunner.
And everyone knows that the B-29 with its remote-controlled turret system is the dream of every gunner. This is the blister sighting station. That is the GE retoflector gun sight. The electrical impulses it sends to the computer... Oh, the computer is under the floor, but it figures the deflections and offsets your guns automatically. Oh, the guns. They're in a turret under the fuselage. You can't even see them. Yes, Joe, you're a lucky man. Surrounded by the best equipment, flying at undreamed-of altitudes, and because of the pressurized chamber, you don't even have to wear an oxygen mask. Why, with such a setup, you should make a great aerial gunner.
I never should have enlisted.
What do you mean?
Why don't they just give me a gun?
Because good shooting takes more than guns, Joe. Do you want a simple demonstration?
Sure, I ain't busy.
You see, it takes this equipment to solve the complex firing problems of modern aerial combat.
Problems? Who's got problems?
Well, in the old days, the only factor that affected shooting was bullet drop, for which the gunner learned to compensate. Later, when firing from a fixed base at a moving target, another problem was added: forward speed of the target. The gunner now had to estimate lead, or where the target would be by the time his bullet reached it. Whenever a gunner fired from a moving base, he had to consider the forward motion imparted to his bullet. In air combat, the gunner had to fire from a moving platform at a moving target. This required that he estimate range and allow the proper deflection for the target's forward speed and the forward speed imparted to the bullet.
That's what I mean. Just give me a gun.
Well, with the higher speeds of today, you have to make some very quick decisions. Where would you aim? How much lead? You see, Joe, all the gunners of history had a gun. But you, the modern gunner, have the remote-controlled turret system. The answer to all your firing problems in the air.
Yeah, okay, but what's all this?
That is a simple mock-up of the three basic elements of the system.
Oh, yeah, a sight, a footlocker, and the guns.
Not a footlocker, Joe. That's the computer.
What's that for? These guys could shoot without one.
That's where you've got the jump on them, Joe. This guy had to figure bullet drop himself. This guy had to estimate lead. This guy had to allow for the forward motion of the bullet. But when the navigator sets in your altitude and airspeed, the computer makes the allowance. This joker had all the problems, and the computer solves all the problems.
What am I supposed to do? Sweep out the plane?
No, Joe. Your job is to tell a computer where the target is and what it is doing. And to do that, you have to operate the sight. Now let's take a simple breakdown of the sight itself.
Okay, let's.
Basically, it consists of a reticle projected on a combining glass by an optical unit. In order to move this, it is mounted on an axle with hand wheels, which sits on a yoke, making a universal joint. The rest is simply electrical equipment which tells the computer what you're doing.
And just what am I doing?
You're framing the target. You pick him up in your sight and keep him framed in the reticle. Every movement of your sight sends certain impulses into the computer, which immediately gets the necessary answer.
Me too.
And offsets your guns.
Where he is and what he's doing. Moving platform, deflections, bullet drop, forward speed imparted to the rabbit. Hey, this... I was saying that this wheel is busted.
No, that's your range wheel. By turning it, you control the size of the reticle. That's how you tell a computer where he is.
How?
It's quite simple. On the front of the sight is the target dimension knob, and above the reticle is a dial marked off in feet from 35 to 150. By setting this dial with the knob, you tell a computer the size of the target.
And how do I know that?
That's why you have courses in identification.
Oh.
Say this plane is a Zeke, wingspan 39 feet. After the wingspan dial is set, you turn the range wheel until the target is just framed in the circle of the dots, right to the edge of the wingtips. Now the computer knows how far away he is. By framing the target accurately at all times...
Hold it, Doc.
Yes?
Didn't you say that if I keep this reticle on the target, the confuser would instantaneously offset the guns?
Precisely.
Then why diddle with these things?
Because unless you set in the target's size and range, the computer won't give you the right deflection.
Give me a for instance.
Okay. Remember, your platform is moving at a high speed.
Yeah, I'd better get flying pay for this.
Now here's your line of sight. Here's where your guns are pointing. If your range wheel is set for this distance, as long as you track the target, the computer will allow the proper deflection. If you track a faster one, the computer will allow a greater deflection automatically.
Right. That's my point.
Here's my point. Let's say it takes the bullet 1 second to reach a plane at this distance. Say another plane is closer to you, here, and flying at the same rate of speed. Since it will take your bullet only a half a second to reach him, the plane can only move to here. But as you see it, a plane farther away appears to move slower than a plane closer in, even though they are actually moving at the same speed. If you track the far guy, your guns will offset this much.
And that's right.
Right. But if you track the near guy, your guns will offset this much.
Right.
And that's wrong.
Wrong? Why?
Because your lead must be decreased for the closer guy, since your bullets take less time to get there. So by framing the plane with the range wheel, you tell the computer where he is, and it automatically decreases the offset to obtain the right deflection. In short, you just identify him, set your target dimension dial, frame him accurately and smoothly, and you're sure to hit him.
아빠 안 간다.
You're right, Doc. I never miss. Watch me.
Wait. It's not that easy. Look down there.
What's that?
A typical enemy attack on a bomber, framed by an average gunner after an hour's practice with the sight.
Oh, an average gunner. Watch me try one.
Okay, get down there and take that average gunner's place. Now, if you're flying along here, notice how the fighter appears to you. So, here's your sight.
The way they train gunners.
And here's your projected reticle. Let's see you frame him.
Yeah, he's a dead duck. Just frame his wingtips. Just frame. Another guy. Now I'll just this guy. I'll frame. Frame him up here. Down here. Frame. That duck. I should have framed him.
How about a slower one?
As you wish.
Here it is. Wingspan 35 feet.
35 feet. He's a dead duck. This time I'll... Hey, what in the...
Hurry up, Joe. He's coming in.
Let's see now. He's coming here. Get on him. Whoop, easy. Up there. Steady. Get over here. Now I'm on him.
Hold it, Joe. Hold it.
No, son of a... That's practically perfect.
Not in terms of your bullets. By framing too small, you told the computer that the target was back here, moving this way. Look at what would happen to your bullets. Since the computer is predicting on an entirely false course, the guns would be offset to fire along here. So as long as your range wheel is set wrong, your bullets won't hit. Now, let's continue.
I'm ready. Here they come. But there it is. Smooth. I'm getting closer. Almost right. Closer. There. I got him.
Hold it. You're getting closer, Joe.
Getting? Brother, I had him. Give me another one. Full speed.
Okay. From the beginning.
Let him come.
Frankly, Joe, do you know what kind of a plane that is?
Yeah, Zeke.
No, Frank.
Frank?
Yup.
Thanks.
Wingspan, 37 feet.
He's a dead duck. Yeah, just frame his wingtip. Oop, he's coming up fast. Turn the wheel, smooth. Oop, down there, up a little range over here. Close, I'm getting it. Got him. Now shoot. Shoot? Where are the triggers on this thing?
Oh, the triggers. They're mounted on the sight, here. You press them with your thumbs.
Now he tells me. Such training methods. Yeah, hold it till I frame him like I had him. There, let it go. I got him, of course.
No, you froze up when you fired. You've got to continue framing when you are triggering. It's a matter of learning to coordinate with your hands.
Coordinate? What am I, an octopus?
You can learn it. Remember when you first learned to drive a car? Do you remember trying to shift gears, throw in the clutch, and steer all at once? Before long, you were doing all this besides playing the radio, tooting the horn, working the spotlight, and making the motor backfire.
Oh, yeah, and fight him all right. I did it all with one hand.
And with a little practice, Joe, you'll master the sight, too. Then you can take your rightful place in a B-29 sighting station.
I'll line this thing if it takes all night.
So the B-29 gunner's ability does not involve a knowledge of ballistics or the mathematics of aerial deflection shooting. His skill is determined by his manual control of the GE Redeflector gun sight. He learns to shoot with his hands.
Hands? I learned that last winter. Now look.
여목을 잘 낸다는 소리가 있던데요?
깨져 있나요? 신호농한텐 관심 없는데.
여목하면 제 목소리가 뭡니까? 죄송한데 여동생과의 여목 대결.
내가 이겼는데?
여목분일까요? 정말 죽을 거.
기지개 피기 누구야 저 사람? 저거는 일단 넘기고 생각하죠. 내
맞아.
통장에
옆에
돈이
있는 남?
꽂히게 해달라.
그래서 누가 남자예요?
안 잔다.
나은지는 아직도 모르겠네.
좀 크게 말해.
아니 마이크를 내 쪽으로 줘야 크게
어쩌고!
러시아 아이돌 쉐라랑
아이돌
아니,
쉐라랑
팬이에요.
화이팅. 아이고 5만 원을.
야 저거 5만 원이야?
아이고.
이거 맞아?
아유 감사합니다. 우리만 왕돈에 터지면 노래야 불러야 되는데.
사이 좋은 게 보기 좋네요.
부르면 되고요.
아 님이요. 네 그래서 반갑고요.
네 전혀 반갑지 않고요.
근데 죄송한데요. 님 VR챗에서도 이렇게 얘기하세요?
VR챗에서는 훨씬 더 상남자답게 이야기를 하죠.
아니 그 여목을 잘 낸다는 소리가 있던데요?
깨져 있나요? 신호농한텐 관심 없는데.
여목하면 제 목소리가 뭡니까? 죄송한데. 네, 뭐 그래서 그렇게 유명하신 분을 데리고 왔고요. 아니 어쨌든 선생님 VR챗에서 대체 뭔 짓 하고 다니시길래 그 댓글 같은 데에서 뭐 술 마시면 신음소리를 낸다. 그 또 뭐였더라? 그 여목을 잘 낸다. 뭐 이런저런 이야기가 많던데 해명을 좀 해주시죠.
네 일단 여목은 못하고요. 이거는 못하는 게 맞다.
해봐.
못하는데 어떻게 해?
해봐.
아니 못하는데 어떻게?
아니 해봐. 트라이 해봐. 트라이.
전혀 하고 싶지 않아요.
해보세요.
싫어요.
해보세요.
싫어요.
네, 이런 거 봤는데요. 여동생과의 여목 대결.
내가 이겼는데?
그게 무슨 말씀이야?
아니,
해봐.
내가
해봐.
이미 이겼는데?
네 보고 말해.
이미 이겼다.
네 보세요.
이미 이겼는데 왜 해야 되지?
그런데 여목을 그렇게 잘 내신다고 제가 댓글에서 확인을 했었거든요.
아니 여목 못해요.
진짜? 검증 들어갔대?
뭐 검증을 어떻게 할 건데?
자 여기 VR챗 지인이다. 여기 셰라랑님 VR챗 지인이다 손. 자 지옴123님 저분이 여목을 낼 수 있나요? 셰라랑님이 한번 얘기를 해보시죠.
아 당연히 안 되지. 이게 되겠냐고.
여목분일까요? 정말 죽을 거. 그럼 여목 말고 또 뭐 어떤 거를 하신다는 말씀이시죠? 죄송한데.
그러니까 제가 여목을 못하니까 제 목소리를 들으면 많이 힘들다.
그런 뜻이지. 진짜 구라 같은데.
그만큼 못한다는 의미죠.
아 진짜 개지랄 하지 마시고 빨리 내보세요.
개지랄은 당신이고요.
아니 죄송한데 이거 100% 할 수 있다는 이야기인 것 같은데.
아니 일단 못해. 못한다고.
구라 같은데요 누가 봐도. 지금 웃고 계시잖아요.
아니 당연히 웃기지. 못하는 걸 할 수 있다고 지금 억지를 부리는데.
안녕하세요. 쉐라랑님 반갑습니다. 이런 모습으론 처음 뵙네요.
아니,
제가 할 말이 좀 많은데 해도 될까요?
해보세요. 궁금하다.
요새 프로그램도 좋은 거 많아요.
좋은 게 많다고요? 허허.
좋은 게 많다고? 뭔데? 누가?
그 보이스 체인저 얘기하는 거 아니야?
아니 난 보첸 처음에 쓰다가 이제 안 써.
처음에 쓰셨어요?
살짝 썼었지. 아니 이게
그러면 쓴 다음에 어떤 말투로 이야기하셨어요? 똑같은 말투는 아니겠죠?
당연히 똑같은.
예, 개지랄 쓰지
나의
마시고요.
이 내재된 성 정체성이 지금 너무나도 확고되어 있기 때문에.
아니 그 아바타를 먼저 보세요.
귀엽잖아.
성 정체성의 확고라는 게 저 물음표 치신데 저분은 이거 지인분들 아니신지.
암컷이라고 하는 사람들 제가 닉네임 다 받았습니다. 감사합니다.
예.
나는 그렇게 적지 않았다.
예, 잘 들었고. 기지개 펴달라는데요?
기지개 피기 누구야 저 사람? 저거는 일단 넘기고 생각하죠.
이거예요?
아니 이게
야, 만치즈 추가됐다. 13,000원짜리인데 한번 해주시죠.
저거 뭐야? 왜 13,000원이야 저게?
몰라요.
그 졸릴 때쯤에 하겠습니다. 아직 많이 남았네 시간.
좀 부끄러워야 되지 않을까?
아니 그럼 방송이 모르겠는데.
무슨 오늘의 아니 어차피
미션비가 점점 늘어난다고. 뭔데?
미션? 지금 31,000까지 갔는데요?
저게 왜?
몰라.
제가 감히 한 말씀 드리자면 이런데 제발 돈을 쓰지 말아주세요.
지금 시청자들을 무시하는 발언이십니까? 죄송한데 굉장히 시청자를 무시하는 발언이지 않나.
내 통장에 돈이 꽂히게 해달라. 지금 이 사람
생각들지 않으신다면 개추라고
님
외쳐주세요.
통장에 어떻게 돈이 꽂힌대요?
토요일 저녁에 VR챗으로 오시고
그러면
저를 만날 수 있어.
만나서?
만나면
계좌 알려주세요. 몰라.
익명 그거.
나 그거 정지됐었어.
정지됐다고?
목소리 톤이 제가
올리팬츠 방송하라는데요?
당신은
예.
그런 가슴 차별적인 발언을 하고 있어요 지금.
세라랑님 기지개
아씨,
TV.
왜 이런 거밖에 없어요?
이거 비싼 거야. 이거. 너무 힘들어요.
난 너무 좋아.
이건 물어보려고 그랬어요. 캐릭터 왜 롤이에요?
이게 롤이야?
가슴 없잖아.
너는 가슴으로 사람을 판단하니? 가슴 크면 나이가 있는 거고 가슴이 작으면 나이가 없는 거니?
작잖아.
지금 가슴 작은 사람들은 나이가 적다고 무시하는 거니?
본인 로리콘이라고 하지 않으셨어요?
아닌데요?
아 진짜요?
네.
아 진짜요?
네.
제가 들은 거랑 약간 다른 것 같은데.
그거 보평입니다.
그래요?
아니 그리고 지금 이게
네.
한 신호농 나이
일단 얘기해 일단.
일단은 지금 이게 옛날 아바타여서 그렇지 지금 아바타는 조금 더 나이가 먹었어.
아니 옛날 아바타는 왜 그러면 롤이죠?
그건 내 맘이지. 아니 이렇게 하면 안 돼?
왜?
이렇게 하면 안 돼?
아니 왜 롤이냐고.
아니.
보통은 그래도 가슴이 어느 정도 나와 있고 죽방한 약간 그런 거를 보통은 좋아하는데
그
갑자기
보통이 무엇에 대한 보통이냐고 대체. 당신은
예.
그런 가슴 차별적인 발언을 하고 있어요 지금.
미션 터진다는데요?
미션 터진다고? 뭐부터
이미
처리해야 돼? 뭐부터
실패했어요.
처리해야 돼? 뭐 실패했어?
시청자들에게 사랑해요 뭐 얘기하기.
네 안타깝고요. 네 다음.
여동생과 여목 대결.
이거는 일단 넘길게요.
세라랑님 기지개 TV.
왜 이런 거밖에 없어요?
이거 비싼 거야. 이거 36,000원. 이야.
왜 이런 거에 36,000원을 태우시는지
야 비싸다 비싸. 진짜 족같다 진짜. 4만원 내셨답니다.
왜 4만 원이
기지개
됐지?
벽이. 이 기지개를 그렇게 피는 걸 보고 싶으시대요.
대체 왜?
몰라 기지개 펴달래.
뭐야 뭐 하나가 생겼어.
아니야 이거 거절하는데.
뭔데?
세라랑님 신호등 이마 딱밤 한 대만 때려주세요.
야 이거 꼭 하고 싶은데?
이거 거절해.
꼭 하고 싶은데?
거절할 거.
꼭 하고 싶은데?
좋으시나
이마
봐주시고.
말고 다른 데 없어?
없어.
안 할래.
지랄하지 마. 왜 방금 기지개 필 뻔했는데.
이거 좀 아닌 것 같아.
왜? 해봐 빨리. 이거 4만원짜리야. 이거 41,000원짜리야. 빨리 해. 51,000원짜리
아니
됐어.
지금 옆에서 뭐 하려고 했는지 알아? 지금 옆에서 귀 막고서 얼굴 돌리고 있었어. 바로.
남성분이 그 기지개를 피는데 좀 소리가 그러면 굉장히 좀 그래요.
아니 그 기지개를 피는 거는 생리적인 현상인데 지금 그거를 막겠다고?
아니요 해보세요.
졸립지가 않아.
나는 하라고 얘기했잖아. 이거 10분 남았거든요.
미안한데 여목 대결은 도저히 못할 것 같고.
기지개 펴긴 해라. 양심적으로.
왜 내 양심적으로 너에게 돈을 벌어다 줘야 되지?
55,000원짜리를 해라.
해야 되냐?
해.
이걸 해야 돼? 안 들렸지? 개꿀.
나 못하고
그래 이거지.
들렸어? 안타깝다.
님 여목 안 된다며요.
여목 안 되지.
솔직히 양심 좀 쫄리지 않나요?
아니 일단은 내가 여목으로 일단 못해.
뭘?
아니 여자 목소리를 내지 못해요 제가.
해봐.
못한다니까?
아까 전에 기지개는 잘만 피더만.
아니 기지개니까.
그럼 기지개만 가능하다는 거야?
아니 기지개만 가능하다는 건 뭐야 대체?
기지개만 여목이 가능하다는 건가요?
아니 기지개만 여목이 가능하다는 뭔 소리야 대체?
이게 무슨 말씀이세요?
근데 생각해보니까 셰라랑님 신호농님이 셰라랑님 코골이 소리도 들려줬는데 영욱이
내 코골이 소리는 왜 들려준 거야 대체?
네, 좋은 하루 되시고요.
왜 저딴 걸 들려준 거지? 아니 이렇게 가족을 팔아가지고 방송을 영위하는 신호농의 행위 이것이 괜찮다고 봅니까?
예.
전혀 괜찮지 않아요.
가족 팔아서 님 트위터 팔로워도 개 많이 늘었던데. 반말추.
아니 내 트위터 팔로워가 밥을 먹여주는 건 아니잖아 근데.
방송 시작하면 밥 먹여주겠지.
내가 방송을 하라고?
해.
시간이 없어요.
만들어.
지금 이런 이기적인 행패 나는 너무 슬프다.
뭐가 슬프신데요? 올리팬츠 방송하라는데요? 나 옛날에 그거 있었어. 제가요 VR 채 처음 들어갔을 때 어떻게 하는지 몰라가지고 저기 그 어디였지? 설명해주는 곳에 들어가가지고 주어가 주세요였나? 거기 박스가 있었어요. 거기에 가만히 있었는데 그러니까 어떤 사람이 맵을 열어주길래 거기 들어가라고 해가지고 들어갔는데 거기 19금 월드던데 혹시 VR 채사인 19금 월드가 맞나요?
그 혹시 누구한테 물어본 거죠?
님이요.
뭐 많을 수도 있긴 한데 저는 잘 몰라요.
잘 들었고요. 저 물 갖고 올 테니까
내게는 고통밖에 없습니다. 그것 말고는 아무것도 바라지 않았습니다. 고통은 내게 충실했고 지금도 변함이 없습니다. 내 영혼이 심연의 바닥을 헤맬 때에도 고통은 늘 곁에 앉아 날 지켜주었으니 어떻게 고통을 원망하겠습니까? 아, 고통이여. 넌 결코 내게서 떠나지 않겠기에 난 마침내 너를 존경하기에 이르렀다. 나는 알고 있나니 내가 죽음의 자리에 드는 날에도 너는 내 마음속으로 깊이 들어와 나와 함께 가지런히 누우리라.
누구예요? 누가 뭐 잘못했어요?
살려주세요. 네, 쏘지 마! 아프다!
저희 빵집 신장기 할 텐데 앞으로 잘 부탁드립니다, 손님. 저거 막 치면 안 돼.
사무님?
근데 제가 아픈 거를 못 참는 성격이라서
네, 좀만 살려줘. 이리라 말해! 끝까지 말 안 해. 이걸 떼줘야 말을 하죠. 나 말을 얼마나 잘하는데. 되게 잘한다.
제가 되게 유명한 말 출신이거든요.
경주나?
조랑말 맞죠? 그때 같이 경주 뛰었던.
근데 이쪽이 말상이지 않나? 이힝? 헤헤?
아 씨발 씨발 새끼야. 아니 저한테 이 앱을 갖고 와도 저런 똑같은 걸 갖고 왔어. 그냥 부인 척하지 마. 다 유리 도발이잖아. 씨발 저거 쓰는 램프로 저거 쓸 일은 진짜 없거든. 아 씨발. 어? 음성을 끄다니? 안 껐어. 음성을 껐다니 뭔 소리야. 안 껐는데. 안 껐어 씨발로마. 이 새끼가 고막이 터졌나. 아 이거 멀었구나.
막 존나 못하게 생겼다.
모니콜 씨발 뭐 달달달.
sé qué decirte cuando te miro a la cara. Tus manos en mis manos, camino al nirvana. Nunca me he sentido demasiado bien, solo soy un niño. Muchos amigos, crisis de identidad, haciendo que me sienta igual. ¿Quién me va a salvar? ¿Quién me va a salvar? ¿Quién me va a salvar? Tumbados en el tejado, nada se ve igual. Te quiero arrabiar, nada se ve igual. Disparar contra ese cristal. No me gusta mi reflejo, me gusta el mar. Eco la ciudad, ¿qué es lo que dirán? Ya no importa. Nunca me he sentido demasiado bien, solo soy un niño. No tengo muchos amigos, crisis de identidad, haciendo que me sentigo. ¿Quién me va a salvar? ¿Quién me va a salvar? ¿Quién me va a salvar? Tumbados en el tejado, nada se ve igual. Te quiero arrabiar, nada se ve igual. ¿Quién me va a salvar? Tú no me tienes que salvar. Quédate conmigo y ya está. Te quiero arrabiar.
버럭 선생이 씨발 끝난 줄 알았는데 버럭 선생 개새끼야. 버럭 선생아 고맙다.
もしかして私のこと勘違いしてませんか？トリニティだから温室育ちの心優しいお嬢様なんじゃないかって。正義実現委員会はトリニティの荒事を一手に引き受ける集団なんですよ。私がいつもつけてるチョーカー、あれ実は首輪だって言ったらどうします？何かに首輪をつける理由は一つ。察しのいい先生ならわかると思うんですけど、そしてその首輪が外れた時何が起こるのかも想像できますよね。すみません、ちょっとやりすぎたっすね。これに懲りたらめったなこと言っちゃダメっすよ。私が本当に危ないやつだったらどうするつもりだったんすか？まあこんなのは先生の前でだけっすから。それと今日のことは墓まで持ってくっすよ、二人で。
자, 이게 마지막입니다. 아, 씨발, 마지막 아니네. 일단 멈췄어요. 알람 일시정지 해놨고 버럭 선생이 보낸 것만 보고 들어가도록 하겠습니다. 13시간 고맙다 얘들아. 옆에서 지켜줘서 너네들이 있기 때문에. 이렇게 됐어요. 이제 이게 마지막 연구가 오늘 그 7월달 영도데이 봐준 사람들 고맙고 다음달 말에 8월 영도데이 때부터 보자. 니들 덕에 살았다. 고마워. 평소에도 영도나 도네이션 많이 해줘. 고마워. 버럭 선생아 고맙다. 스마일기도 고맙고 다들 고마워. 붐바